let's have some fun. Then that sidewalk snake called Georgia introduced him to a girl.
Well, live from the NAB here at the BSWTV booth. My name is Mike West, and we always save the best for last. Let's see, what time is it now? 3:34. You'll probably be here till what, like 5:30, telling us about Wheatstone?
5:30, 6 o'clock.
Jay Tyler, Director of Sales, Wheatstone. I'm not just blowing smoke up here, you know, but the guys came back yesterday after, you know, talking to all the vendors and stuff. The things you have to do here, and it's like your product just blew everybody away.
Yeah, we've been working real hard.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Before I get started about your products, I want to know a little about who are you, man? Where did you come from? What planet are you from, dude?
Well, I grew up a poor boy from Syracuse, New York.
Are you from Syracuse?
Yeah, I am. I am from Syracuse, New York. That was the original place where Wheatstone, where I started working at Wheatstone.
Okay.
1996. The owner of Wheatstone, Gary Snow, was buying his home audio video from me at a mall in Syracuse. And they were looking for a young guy to pioneer the Audio Arts product line, the smaller mixers. And I wasn't a broadcaster, but I was an audio guy. And so I started at the ripe age of 22 at Wheatstone. And I've been there ever since.
Did your parents say, Jay, you're a bored salesman?
My mother said that. Dad wasn't happy with me being such a salesman.
Serious?
Yeah, he was a construction worker.
Wow. So what did he want you to do? He wanted you to do construction?
Sidebar, I'm the first Tyler in 3 generations that's not a legal mortician. My entire family used to own funeral homes, and I'm the first male offspring, not to do the family business. So yeah, Dad was a little bit concerned about me doing sales, but he saw what a cool company Wheatstone was.
Yeah.
And in '96, after I started with the company, they announced they were moving to North Carolina.
Okay.
And North Carolina was a big, move for me. I was early 20s.
That's a little different than Syracuse. Yeah. But cool spot.
Yeah, New Bern's a great spot, and that's where we chose to build the new Wheatstone factory. And it had something to do with geographics. There were some good deals, moving a company down to North Carolina, but we needed to expand. And we went from 1997 from a 25,000 square foot facility to a 52,000 square foot facility, and we currently have 110 people working at Wheatstone.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you're probably wondering why we need 110 people. Because we manufacture all of our equipment. So the mixers, the blades, we cut the metal, we do the surface mounting, we do all the soldering, we do all the testing in-house. So we're still a true American manufacturer.
See, you guys do what, I'm from Seattle, and Mackey, Mackey products, they used to do that.
Yeah, they did everything.
Yeah, that's when it was cool.
Yeah.
You still do it, you're cool.
We can, because we're still in a small, low-volume niche business. And it's changing so fast, you need to work with companies like Wheatstone because we're agile and we can move. And as we talk about products later, the industry is moving so fast. If we weren't a little private company and it could change on a dime, we might not be as cool as we are today.
Yeah. There's a radio station in Seattle. It's a high school station called C89.5, KNHC, which we kind of put on the air way back. And we built out a new facility. I can't remember how many years ago it was. You probably know, but that was the first time I saw the Wheatstone application, and I'm still blown away. We were just absolutely gobsmacked how cool that stuff was. Because we came from dirt and knobs, and it was just a whole new deal, and so versatile.
Yeah, and it's flexible, it integrates with the automation system, and it's the real equipment that people are going to be using when they go out into the field. They're not going to be using Mackeys on air or Allen Heath. They're going to be using broadcast mixers with the proper controls, mutes, mix minus. You probably noticed the sound quality increased quite a bit too when they bought a new system.
We're using Wheatstone here right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing but the best.
So, like I said, the guys came back from your booth and they saw some new stuff. What are you introducing this year at NAB?
Well, this year at NAB, we've got several product lines as Wheatstone. You know, when people think of Wheatstone, they think these big, huge, large consoles. Well, that's one division. We've got a processing division. We've got a television division. We own Vox Pro. Vox Pro's from Seattle.
Yes, Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown. And Rick Bidlack actually lives in Tukwila.
Yeah.
And so we had Vox Pro, and then we have some virtual stuff. So one of the biggest things I think that everybody at BSW liked was our virtual glass in remote LXE.
That's what they were talking about.
Yeah, we've got these big Microsoft Surfaces with multi-touch control. It looks sexy, and the glass or remote LXE, it can work with hardware. So you may have a console at the studio. We're going to go out to the Hawks game, and we want to do a live remote, and I don't want to have a board op there. So that's where I'm going to take the remote LXE, get my microphone, my Comrex access, and I'm going to be doing my show from the sideline, triggering starts and stops and commercials.
That's so bitchin'.
Yeah, that's because you've got a board there. But then we've got the whole next level of customer, and they don't want hardware. Because you and I, we know what a fader is. We know what a button is, right? These students that are coming up, they've never touched a fader.
That's true.
They're using touchscreens.
Yeah.
So we're already preparing ourselves for that next level of, let's say, talent, to say.
Yeah.
Board operator.
God, we hope so.
Yeah, and the next step for this glass stuff is then to maybe take it from the facility and put it in the cloud. You know a little bit about Amazon, right?
Yeah, but
A little bit, yeah. And so
daughter worked there.
Yeah, and so these guys are actually all the broadcasters, the bigger commercial places are trying to leverage technology. And so the virtual, remote, and Glass C, that was one big product this year. Next level is we got into the phone deal. You know, you're going to see a lot of advertisements, and you're going to say, "Hey, baby, it's Wheatstone's calling," because we've got a whole new product line called Switchblade. Switchblade is a 24-channel stereo mono SIP codec that will work with, you know, Comrex, Tie-Line, Interplex, Barracks. It speaks native WheatNet, so it's really easy to integrate to your existing facility. Or if you're building a new facility, definitely get in touch with the folks at BSW, because they're going to be able to get you all those nooks and crannies and bits and pieces that are going to really make your studio pop. You know, telephone calls, you've got to interact with the customer. Even if you're using things like Skype, you know, you still want that experience. And Switchblade will allow you not only to take calls in and out and do remotes, but it'll also allow you to connect to your Wheatstone facilities. So I do a little bit with Entercom Portland. I do a little bit of Entercom Seattle.
Cool.
You don't know this, but I'm the biggest Hawks fan in the world. I have been all my life. It's a
Okay,
story for later.
All
okay?
right, all right.
But you know, I envision these two cities that are not too far apart wanting to share audio.
Yeah.
And we've got these big systems in the two cities, but I-5 isn't going to get all that audio there. So what we need to do is we need to put switchblades in these places, and that will use the common internet, public transportation, to get WheatNet from one city to another city, telephone calls from a city to a city. You know, you're a popular guy. I'm sure you've got shows booked.
What?
You've got shows booked this week.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine walking into any studio that you're in and swiping your key card, and all your telephone lines, branding, everything is where you want out of the mixer. This is what this Switchblade product is allowing us to do. You probably see Rush Limbaugh doing this someday.
Yeah?
Yeah, because as he wants to go around from market to market, how do you know where to call Rush? So his telephone lines have got to follow him around the world, and any of these big talents. And our Switchblade technology is going to allow us to do this. So we've got Switchblade is new, and then we've got his little brother called PhoneBlade. PhoneBlade is going to be for the small mom and pops that don't want to do a big enterprise system. They don't want to call the SIP provider and have everybody come in. So we've got a small little appliance you can put in the rack, wire some digital analog in and out. So we've got a big phone system and we've got a small phone system. Those are two. Want me to keep going?
Yeah, man, why not?
Okay, for all you guys out there that are currently using like L8s and L12s, one of the features everybody wanted was EQ and dynamics. So we built a new little series of consoles this year called the L16, and this is a 16 fader console with EQ and dynamics. So if you wanted to give these people a little access to some bass and treble, it's built into it now.
Sweet, great idea.
Yeah, and these are products for the radio industry. They were designed for radio stations. They were designed with operators in mind, real live people. That's what we do.
No one else is doing what you do right now.
No, not as vertically integrated as we are.
Not at all.
Because we were working with everybody, and people are telling us what they want. And earlier I said, because we're a small company, we can respond to these guys as they need it. We're not going out and trying to find some commercial application and shoehorn it into our broadcast customers. So we usually we design from the ground up with the customer and user experience in mind.
Okay, man, you got to tell me about Seahawks. Why would a guy from Syracuse, now in North Carolina, be into the Seahawks?
I love this story. So I'm in upstate New York, and I'm in Syracuse, New York. So I could have liked the Patriots, Jets, Giants, Eagles, Bills, Browns, even the Steelers were close. And I remember, you remember ABC Wide World of Sports?
Oh, yeah.
The agony defeat. All right, everybody.
Dun.
And I remember seeing like Steve Largent and David Craig highlights. And I loved the bird. I loved the helmet. And I remember my parents were like, what? You can't be a Seahawks fan. You're never going to watch them on TV. And they were right. and every now and then I'd see them, but I was through high school a little bit. I was always interested in the Hawks. And I wasn't watching a lot of football as a kid. I was out boating, having fun, driving in the car, having a few beers on the back roads, that kind of stuff.
I can't imagine.
And so what happened was, I went to college, and in college, I went out to Jackson, Wyoming, so I actually could catch a couple games and watch the Hawks.
Man, that's hardcore.
Man, when I got the job at Wheatstone, my biggest customer in the world was Broadcast Supply Worldwide. And it was 1996, and I had to go out to visit them for my first Jay Tyler dealer training. And I went to a Hawks game at the Kingdome.
Oh, man.
And when I realized that BSW was so close to Seattle and that I was going to go out for business, I was like, I'm a Hawks fan for life. And
was that Chuck Knox era? Or?
Yeah, Chuck Knox era.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I watched the Kingdome get exploded, but I've been a big Hawks fan. I am one of the biggest Hawks fans. And I've been to the Super Bowls and celebrated and loved the team, and I go to a game every year. So that's it, man. But Seattle for us
It's weird how people glob onto certain teams, especially if you're a back east guy. I mean, that's like unheard of. They don't even know what teams play out in the West Coast.
It was the farthest possible team I could have liked from Syracuse. Geographically, it was the most difficult to. But no, I've been a big Hawks fan, and I will be a Hawks fan. Go Hawks! So
we hope Russell Wilson sticks around.
Got to get the deal done.
Yeah, could you work? If anyone can do it, Jay Tyler can get it.
Does he need a little help? Do I need to get in there and do a little negotiation with him? I can. You know that.
All right. I know it's like way far away, but is there anything you can tell us about 2020 that you're kind of working on?
Yeah, cloud-based stuff. We've got a number of customers that have been coming to us, since 10 o'clock this morning saying, hey, look, guys are talking about cloud-based services. Is Wheatstone looking at cloud-based services? And absolutely we are. Vox Pro. If you've ever heard a telephone call on air, you have heard of Vox Pro.
Yeah.
And everybody uses it. And instead of having maybe a local Vox Pro PC in every single studio with a controller, we may virtualize that. We may make a big Vox Pro server that can live in the Amazon farm.
Oh, that would be great.
It would. Now, the only issue with this, and as I talk about cloud-based stuff, is latency.
Yeah.
One of the things that makes radio work and us here is we've got live monitoring, just like here. Yeah. These people on the internet are hearing us, but we're listening to the audio and microphones into our Wheatstone console. And that's one of the things that we have to overcome. But even if you don't want to have you don't want to have Vox Pro in a PC in the studio, well, you can build your own virtual server and put it in your rack room and use thin clients. So there's an example where we are trying to leverage technology and maybe use data centers for things like the telephone calls and Switchblade. So I think a lot of the stuff you're going to see coming out from a lot of manufacturers, a lot of things that we're going to be discussing for 2020 are going to be cloud-based services, cloud-based mixing, virtual consoles, and we're already prepared for that. You can imagine.
It's a cool company.
Yeah, it is
really
neat.
Cool company.
It is neat, and we're doing some really cool things. And please, guys, if we're not doing something you want, let us know. It's the customers that actually make our products and make our products better. They tell us what they want, we give them something, and then we have the fine folks, whether it's our dealers, whether it's the end users, integrators, always coming back and saying, we love it. But there's always a but. You got it.
That keeps you in business, man.
It does, man. It does.
Well, it's, some companies don't listen. Sounds like you guys do, obviously.
Ooh, I think we've been in business since 1974.
Yeah, I think you're doing something right.
Yeah, but you know what it is we pick the right partners.
Yeah.
And I told you, when you asked me about the Seahawks, BSW is the largest distributor in the world. They were my first account. So I hold them pretty close here.
We're pretty proud of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what BSW stands for?
Yes?
Buy some Wheatstone.
OJ. God, it's really nice to meet you in person. We've been editing your videos.
I know
out of
you
the
have.
house, and now I get to meet the guy in person.
I watch you. I got to meet you in person.
I watch you too. Close up.
Close up.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for having me here today. And guys, please get in touch with the folks at BSW. They're some of the best in the business.
BSWUSA.com. Oh, and the phone number, 800-426-8434. So I think this wraps it up for Monday. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 10 o'clock, and we'll be talking to the people from Comrex, Audio-Technica, Enco, Crown, Heil, and many, many more. Thank you for joining us today from NAB 2019 on BSWTV. My name is Mike West, along with my partner, Jay Tyler. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye from Vegas.